entrepreneurs do not stay stuck because they are lazy. They stay stuck because they are loyal to the level that made them successful, loyal to the offer that still makes them money, loyal to the clients that still say yes, loyal to the habits that they are still feel familiar with, loyal to the projects that still make them feel productive. And that is the trap, because the very thing that got you here can be the very thing that keeps you from going where you want to go. And that's why today I am here to share with you how to actually 10x, how to go from $10 million, which was where we're actually at, and to scale to $100 million in 3 years. As a matter of fact, this is our 2 Comma Club X award that we just received from ClickFunnels. A little late because we received it. We actually received it just like last month, but we actually achieved it last May of 2025. That is not their fault though. It's actually ours. We did not apply to get the actual award, but we got it. So we'll finish this year though somewhere around about between 15.5 to 16 million dollars this year. And we have a goal, a target, an outcome to actually get to $100 million in 3 years. And we're going to walk you through us as an example of how we're actually going to be doing that. See, to build a $100 million business, you must let go, and just like us, we're going to let go of the level that got you there, right? That got us here, and become the person capable of building the next level using Dr. Benjamin Hardy's frame, floor, focus framework. You do not go from $10 million, which is where we're at, to $100 million by doing more of what already works. You got to do things differently. You got to be somebody different as well. You do not do it by choosing a bit. You will get there just like us. We're going to get there by choosing a bigger frame. We're going to get there by raising our floor and narrowing our focus and becoming ruthless about what no longer fits the future of what we're trying to actually achieve. The next level is not just a strategy shift. It is an identity shift. So welcome to the Anywhere Entrepreneur Live. We are all about the freedompreneur way, the freedom to live, to work, to earn from anywhere. 4 weeks ago, we were actually in Boise, Idaho, sharing with you guys the 4 levels of wealth. We went live, and where true wealth really lives and is created is at the 4th level, which is mastery. And you go for the lowest level is mind, then you go to management, then you go to muscle, then you go to management, then you go to mind, and then the highest level is mastery, where you take what you know, what you love, and who you are, what you do, unconscious competency, where you're doing things and getting things done so naturally to you, and you're not using any conscious resources. That is mastery. And that is highest level of wealth, because you can take your mastery because you transformed, and you can actually help other people transform. So you're actually selling transformation. If you have not watched that episode 4 weeks ago, I encourage you to find it right here on our channel and watch it. 3 weeks ago, I was in Singapore, and we dove into the how to extract your mastery and creating your irresistible offer with the 7-step offer science strategy. If you have not watched that as well yet, I encourage you to also watch that as well. And then last week, we just got here to Malaysia just a couple of days ago. Last week, I was actually in Vientiane, Laos. We built a house for my mom there. My mom lives there half the time now. She splits her time between Vientiane, Laos and the US. So she's there, and we dropped her off, and we celebrated Lao New Year. And last week, while in Vientiane, I shared basically how to master the 6 traffic sources. So you have an irresistible offer, you got to get seen, right? Because if you can be the best coach, you have the best product, the best service, you can have the best brand. If nobody knows that you exist, then it's all pointless, right? So because people are already looking for what you're offering, people are already buying what you're offering. The only problem is They just need to know that you actually exist. So if they don't know that you exist, they can't buy from you. So that was last week. So if you haven't watched that yet as well, I also encourage you to watch that as well. This week, I am right now in Malaysia, and today I want to talk to you about 10x with a timeline, how to go from $10 million to $100 million in not in 10 years, but in 3 years. And today is not just about a business conversation. It's literally about an identity conversation. It's about a standards conversation, and it's about a leadership conversation, because the truth is the next level is not built by a slightly improved version of your current self. It is built by a totally different version of yourself, the very best version. That's how you're going to get there. That's how I am going to get there. So today I want to talk to you, really walk you through a simple but really powerful framework by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. I was actually on a private jet mastermind with him 4 weeks ago, headed from Tampa to Boise with Dr. Myron Golden, and I've read the Science of Scaling. I've implemented it, but we really sat down, and there were about 4 of us getting on a hot seat, and Dr. Benjamin Hardy really just broke our businesses down using the frame, the floor, the focus, and I was super excited, and that's really why I created this to share this with you guys. And by the end of this live, I want you to know exactly what future you are actually truly building, what must go if you are serious about scaling, and what few things deserve your full focus, and removing everything else, because I believe that what you should be doing is feeding your focus and starving your distractions, and that's what focus will actually do with you, for you. So because if you get this, you stop trying to do more, right? And you start building bigger. So if you're ready, right? If you're ready, if you're here, you're ready, you're thinking bigger this morning, and you want to scale, then drop 10x in the comments below. And if you're actually here live with us, drop where you're actually tuning in from. Just like I am saying that I'm actually in Malaysia right now. Drop where you're tuning in from. We definitely would love to know that. So now, before I teach the framework, let's really talk about the resistance, right? The resistance, the thing that prevents you, the thing that stops you from actually scaling. Because the hardest part of scaling is not learning what to do. The hardest part of scaling is letting go of what used to work. This is where most people actually get stuck. They say they want the next level, but they're still emotionally attached to the current one. I was as well. And when I broke free from that, that's when we're going to start scaling to $100 million. They're attached to the low ticket offer because it still cash flows, attached to the one-on-one model because it feels premium, attached to the side projects because it still feels exciting, attached to the old ways of scaling, of selling, really, because they still feel safe doing it. But hear me clearly, my friends. The next level will cost you your current level. Your next level will cost you your current level, not because the current level is bad, but because it is no longer enough, right? It is no longer enough. And if you do not answer this call, here are the stakes. You will stay busy instead of scalable. You will stay productive instead of powerful. You will keep money, but you will not build the structure required to actually get more of it. And one of the biggest dangers in business is this: old success can really blind you to future scale. Hear me. Old success can blind you to future scale. So again, last week we talked about mastering the 6 traffic sources. We talked about how to get visible, how to drive traffic, how to get discovered. Because again, people are already buying. The only problem is they just don't know that you exist, so they can't buy from you. So last week was about visibility, about traffic, about attention. But today I want to zoom out and really go bigger, because once you know how to get visible, the next question becomes, what future? What future are you actually building toward? Because traffic without direction is just noise. Visibility without vision is just activity. Your systems reflect your frame. Your standards reflect your floor. And your results reflect your focus. So today is about the bigger game. So let me give you the framework. This is from Dr. Benjamin Hardy, The Science of Scaling. If you have not read that or listened to it, please do. As a matter of fact, if you go to, I believe it's scaling.com, you'll be able to download the audiobook. He's actually giving it away for free, right? And this framework, it is one of the clearest ways to think about scaling: frame, floor, focus. The frame is the future you're actually building. The floor is the minimum standard you're willing to build from. And the focus is the few things that make the future real. It's literally that simple. It's simple, but not easy. It's simple, but not easy. Because once you really apply this framework, it forces hard decisions. And hard decisions are what separate growth from scaling, right? Again, hear me, my friends. Hard decisions are what separate growth from scale. So let's start with the first part of this, which is the frame. Your frame is the future you are building with a timeline. It is a goal big enough to change how you think right now. So it's a future outcome that forces you to think bigger right now. For us, this frame is simple. It's $100 million in 3 years, not 10 years. Now, why does this really matter? Because once the frame becomes $100 million in 3 years, the questions change. We stop asking. You stop asking. How do we keep things going? How do we make this a little bit better? How do we optimize what we already have? And you start asking, what kind of business gets me to $100 million in 3 years? What kind of offers fit the future? What kind of systems fit that future? What kind of team fits that future? What kind of leader do I need to become to hold that future? That is crossing the threshold. You leave incremental thinking and you enter exponential thinking. A 10x future demands a different present. The frame is not just a target, it is the actual lens. So that is our frame. It's $100 million in 3 years. So that's where we are going to achieve. So everything now, we're going to work backwards from that frame because we've hit it, right? So now we're going to be a different person, think differently, do different things in the actual present to make it work. So now let's go to the second part, which is the floor. The floor is the minimum. The floor is the minimum standard you're willing to actually build from. It is what you say no to. It is what It is what no longer fits. It is a line in the sand that protects the future. And this is where scaling gets real. Because for us, the floor means that some things have to go. Some people have to go as well, right? So as an example, we say no to our $2,500 offer as the floor. Our $2,500 offer, we have actually been selling for almost 6 years, And that offer will generate us about $6 million this year. And we're going to say no to it. You're like, what? It's going to generate you $6 million, but you're going to say no to it? Yes, because it will not allow us to scale to $100 million in 3 years if we focus on that offer. So we're going to kill it, right? But we're not going to kill it altogether. We're actually just going to move it. It's been our primary offer, our friended offer that we actually sell, or our main offer, our core offer that we actually sell. And we're going to stop selling it as a core offer. We're moving it as a downsell offer, as an offer that we actually have to serve certain clients that are not ready for our actual main offer. So even though that offer generates us about $6 million in annual revenue, those clients and that offer, they have to go away. Why? Because unfortunately, it's just not scalable. It makes us money, but it creates complexity, right? It creates complexity for us to actually scale to $100 million. And not everything that makes money really belongs in the future. That's really why we're actually doing it, right? We also say no to our 30K offer as the floor as well. So we've been selling our 30K offer as well because we've had actually identified that these clients are two types of clients that are in this offer of ours that we've actually been selling. So it makes us money. Um, the first type of client is they're stuck. They are stuck from launching their offer, stuck from creating their offer and marketing it and selling it, and they've been stuck for sometimes few months, sometimes it's a year. I have a client who's been trying to create his offer for 3 years. So when they got to us, they said yes to our offer, right? They're stuck. And then we also identified that the people who have actually been buying our 30K offer are the people who just got started. And these two um, clients of ours, we found that can we scale to $100 million in 3 years with our 30K offer? We definitely can. But the only problem is it would be way too much effort. We have found that we're putting a lot of time, a lot of effort. There's a lot of hand holding to the stuck and the started. And we feel like, how can we take somebody who's already successful and then make them even more successful, right? So it's just a lot more effort. Can we get it there? Yes, but it just will cost us a lot, right? So we decided to say no to that offer as well. So again, can it scale? Yes. But what I've found is this: that it's just way too much effort, too much hand holding, too much energy, too much drag on the bigger future. So we say no to it. We also say no to our 100K offer. You're like, what? You have a 100K offer? Yes, we have a 100K offer. We sell our 100K offer, and we're actually saying no to it. Why? Because our 100K offer is actually a one-on-one offer, and if we keep selling this offer, we sabotage our scale. Right? Why? Because the delivery mechanism itself is counterproductive to scaling. It may sound premium, it may create strong revenue, but if the model depends on too much direct access to us, too much customization, and too much of us, then we become the bottleneck. That's why we actually have to say no to it. And if we become the bottleneck, we become the ceiling. So no, not every high ticket offer is a scalable offer as well, right? So we say no to, again, our $2,500 offer. We say no to our 30K offer. We also say no to our 100K offer. 100K offer, we definitely say no to. Our 30K offer, just give you an example, we're actually going to reduce the price to 10K, but we're actually going to change how we approach that offer, right? We're going to create a much more of a done, do-it-yourself offer where people can buy it and learn and grow, launch their business, get unstuck, and start their business on their own time, on their own, at their own pace. More of a self-paced, self-learning, type offer. So we're dropping the 10K and we're creating a course that people will walk through step by step, so they don't get access to us. And then our $2,500 offer, we're moving on the back end for those who are not ready for the coaching and hand holding and the directions and the guidance, where they can actually purchase our $2,500 offer and actually get one of our virtual assistants to help them actually grow their business, start their business, scale the business, right? So that's our $2,500 offer. Okay, so what do we say yes to? We say yes to our 50K offer as the floor, because we've actually identified those clients. We're already selling our 50K offer. These are clients who are generating between 20K and 40K per month. They're already getting results. They are already successful, but they're struggling. They're struggling to get to 100K months. They also see themselves as already successful, but they want even more success, right? So they just need a little bit of a 2 millimeter shift, just a little guidance, a little coaching from us. And what we have found, those who are generating 20 to 40K months, we've actually been able to help them scale to 100K months and beyond fairly easy, right? We have found that this is actually a stronger client. It's a lot less effort for us, and so we say yes to that offer, and we also say yes to our 250K offer as the floor. So those are two offers: our 50K offer and our 250K offer. The 250K offer, these clients They're already at 100K months, and they're looking to go to 2x to 10x their business. They're looking to go to multiple 7 figures and 8 figures. That's the result that they're looking for. And for us, we found that just by taking somebody who's already successful, we can actually make him even more successful quite fast. So that becomes the premium path for us. The highest level of access, highest level of support, highest level of transformation. Um, Now, let's talk about, if you're looking at this, you're like, man, what offers do I need to kill? Maybe you need to make some iterations to your offer. Maybe you need to move your offers on the back end like ours, and then create some new ones. And we've actually created those 2 new ones that we're saying yes to, and we launched it, and we have clients who have purchased it, so we know that it works. So now we're like, we're just gonna focus and go in on those 2 offers. So here are your allies. Here are our allies. Our 50K offer is our ally. The 250K offer is our ally. Leverage, simplicity, scalability, group-based delivery, stronger fit clients. That is our allies, right? Our enemies, and the reason why we're killing it and saying no to it, are low-ticket complexity, one-on-one dependency, high-effort delivery, emotional attachment to old success, and scattered attention. Offers that make money but do not scale. Revenue is not the same as scalability. Your floor protects your future from your past. Again, let me say that again. Your floor protects your future from your past. Now, so that's our floor. So you got to look at what's yours. Now let's look at the third part, which is the focus. The focus. This is where most people lose, because they say they want 10x, but they're focused on too many things, too many offers, too many projects, too many priorities, too many distractions. 10x does not come from doing more random things. It comes from concentrating on the few things that really matter the most. For us, the focus is very clear. We have a 50K offer. So in order for us to get to $100 million, we just focus on acquiring 1,000 clients. That would be $50 million. Our 250K offer that we're already selling as well, we focus on that, and we got to acquire 200 clients. That's an additional $50,000, and that together equals $100 million. And we are going to do that in 3 years. 1,000 clients at our 50K offer, and 200 clients at our 250K offer in the next 3 years. That is the focus. Now let me show you the deeper ordeal here. The ordeal is not the math. The math makes sense. The ordeal is the elimination required for you to protect the math. Because if the focus is those 2 offers, then that means that one-to-one selling has to go, scattered projects have to go, unnecessary complexity has to go. So what stays as well? We've been delivering one-on-one. We have done for you as well. We're moving more to a one-to-many model. Our 5-day challenge, for example, we used to sell one-to-one a lot, and we're moving to our 5-day challenge model. That stays. Our automated selling with our auto webinars and VSLs and our webinars and masterclasses, those stay because it's easy deliverables, because it moves us from the one-to-one model to the one-to-many model. And our other focus is also our anyway offers stay, right? What does that mean? We travel a lot, so we're going to places anyway. So we decided that, for example, like the next at the end of May, we're going to Bangkok. We're going there anyway. So we decided to create an anyway offer, and we start promoting it, and people are registering for it so that they can go meet us in Bangkok, and we're going to do a business building workshop for 3 days. We're going there anyway. We might as well fund our travels and all of that stuff. So we decided to create an anyway offer, because that our anyway offer leads us to actually being able to spend intimate time with people for over 3 days, and then being able to find the right people in the room, and then making either our 50K offer to them or our 250K offer. So that offer actually stays as well. The anyway offer is where we sell in-person immersion tickets. and really based on where we are going, and those tickets can really range, and what we're doing, those tickets can range between anywhere between 5,000 to $2,500 depending on the location. Like our Bangkok 3-day event is a $5,000 offer, and we have people purchasing tickets to be there with us already. So why does that stay? Because it aligns with our movement, it aligns with our brand, it aligns with our lifestyle, and it supports the bigger future. It allows us to, again, make our 50K and our 250K offer after spending intimate 3 days with people. That's really it supports overall, what we're trying to achieve, and that really is the ordeal. Having the discipline to eliminate what does not fit, even when it still works, right? If it's making you money, right? Because clarity multiplies power. Divided attention destroys momentum. So let me ask you this. Which one do you need to strengthen most right now? Is it your frame? Is it your floor? Is it your focus? Drop in the comment section as well. We want to know which one do you need to strengthen. Okay, so here is the big reframe here. Scaling is not about adding more. It is about eliminating more. Again, let me say that again. Scaling is not about adding more. It is about eliminating more. You do not build a $100 million business by keeping everything that built the $10 million business. You build it by becoming ruthless with your vision, ruthless with your standards, ruthless with your offers, ruthless with your habits, ruthless with your time, ruthless with your focus, because the real bottleneck is not always the business. Sometimes the bottleneck, and quite honestly, most of the bottleneck, is the version of you still trying to protect the actual old model. So this is the road back. You go back into your business with new eyes when you set your focus that way, new standards, new filters, new decisions, and you stop asking what still works, and you start asking what truly can actually scale. So after this slide, let's put this into some practical, or even during here as you're listening, your assignment is really, really simple. Write down 3 things. The very first is your frame. What is the bold future you are building over the next 3 years? Not 10, not 5, just 3 years. What is the bold future you're actually building over the next 3 years? Not what you hope for, not what you choose, right? Second is your floor. What must go away to protect the future? Which offer needs to go away? Which habit? Which client? Which project? Which delivery mechanism? And what are you saying yes to instead? And then third is your focus. What are the 1 to 2 things that, if executed at a high level, would make the future real? Not 10 things, not 20 things, 1 or 2 things. This is resurrection in your actual business. You stop operating from the old self, and you begin to you start operating from the future self. So my message today is very, very simple. If you want 10x growth, you cannot keep thinking, choosing, selling, and building the same way. You need a bigger frame. You need a higher floor and a sharper focus, because the next level belongs to the person willing to eliminate differently, the person willing to choose differently, the person willing to become different. $100 million future is not built by accident. It is built by design. So stop asking how to do more. Start asking, what future am I building? What must go away? What few things matter most? This is how you go 10x, just like what we're actually doing. So let us know as well, what was your biggest takeaway from today? Was it the frame? Was it the floor? Or was it the focus? Drop your biggest takeaway for us in the comment section. We definitely want to know. And this is how we're actually going to get bigger, to figure out what you actually took away from this. So if this message also spoke to you, drop bigger, right? Drop bigger in the comments. And if you know it's time to eliminate what no longer fits in your future, drop eliminate as well in the comments. So next week, we're going to build on this in a very, very powerful way. Because once your frame, your floor, and your focus are clear, the next question becomes, how do you actually build the relationships that create more riches, more revenue, and more recurring wealth. Next week's title is about why some people stay broke while others turn relationships into riches. Again, the title is why some people stay broke while others turn relationships into riches. So if you want to learn how to turn relationship into riches, you definitely want to tune in, because the truth is this: some people keep chasing transactions and stay broke, while others learn how to build trust, deepen relationships, and turn those relationships into real riches. So if today was about choosing the bigger future, next week is about building the relationship structure that can produce that future. You do not want to miss next week. We will talk to you soon. Have an amazing rest of the week.